My goal is to be sure that your obstacles do not define your outcome. Now, when I started talking about resilience and not just the business development, I went and I did one of those stress tests online. Have you ever done that? It's like, these are the things that could be going wrong in your life. And this is the numerical value that we're going to place on said issues. So I did it before my very first keynote on resiliency. And I thought back to the worst time. And my score was 734. Now you may say, what does that mean? Well, the legend said, if you have any score above 330, seek professional help immediately. But the problem was this, is that everything got bucketed into the word stress. We're stressed out. But stress is not the issue. We can control stress. We have to look at all the challenges you have in your life and separate them into 3 different categories: stress, obstacles, and adversity. So let me play this out for you on how they're different, because see, when we bucket everything as stress, then we expect that we need to use the exact same tools to get through each one of them. And that's not accurate. So stress is an emotion. We get buzzy, we freak out, we're stressed, get grouchy, take it out on other people. It is the expectation to do too much with too little time, with too few resources. It is often caused by our inability to say no, or our inability to focus when we have a lot to get done. Obstacles can either be internally driven or externally driven, but the beauty of obstacles is that they are within your control. You can get through them, jump over them, move around them, blow them up, get them out of the way. Obstacles are my playground. And when I coach entrepreneurs and I'll say, okay, let's take the stress out of that. Let's take the emotion out of that about making this little obstacle that's in the way really a big deal. So let's get rid of the stress. Let's focus on the actual obstacle. Now, adversity is very different. Adversity is a catastrophic external force that will forever change the way that we envision our lives. Somebody dying, somebody, losing your job, going bankrupt, whatever it is that you're going to go through, adversity is not within your control. So to illustrate this, I want to take you on a walk. Now, an obstacle is we're going on that walk, and there's a big tree that's fallen on the path, or a branch, or a puddle. And so we can look at this obstacle objectively and say, okay, I'm going to step over it, I'm going to go around it, I'm going to, if you're Hercules, move it and throw it off the path, and I'm going to keep going. But the key here is the path still exists. You just have to figure out what you're going to do with the obstacle in the meantime. Adversity. We're going on a walk down a path, and all of a sudden there's an earthquake. And there's a huge sinkhole that comes out in front of you. And that sinkhole now means that there is no path. Which is why I hate it when people tell you to just bounce back, just power through, because there's nowhere to go. You now have to build a bridge to find a new path. So when we look at stress, obstacles, adversity, with stress, ask yourself, what can I do to change this perspective, this situation? And the fa-cha is a grounding point for me that says you can get through this. Is it a stress? Is it an obstacle? Is it an adversity? And you need to find your own version of a fa-cha. So in those stressful moments, you can come back to that moment and put everything into perspective. Because so many times we're treating stress or obstacles like it's an adversity, and it's not.